Vital Foundation takes action against women and child abuse. R1 from every Vital pack will be donated to organizations fighting abuse. Make a difference.
Women and child abuse is ravaging South Africa, and organizations fighting against the scourge need support, as explained by Vital Managing Director George Grieve.
The foundation is a setup where we create funds for charities that help treat victims of abuse and prosecute the offenders. And we're not the actual charities, we're not the caregivers, we don't know that, we're businessmen. However, we create a portal where people can come to get help. We decided to get involved because we've had enough. We cannot stand back and watch our women, our mothers, our wives, our daughters, our sisters and our children getting abused just because we turn a blind eye. And Vital's going to be donating on behalf of our consumers. For every product that we sell, we're going to be donating R1 to the foundation. What we're calling it is R1 makes a difference, and we're going to build a wall of R1 coins between the abuser and the abused.
The World Health Organization described abuse as a global health problem of epidemic proportions. Action is needed, and we have amazing organizations doing sterling work.
Vital Foundation wants to support organizations like Power to be able to continue providing the service that they do. The overarching goal for Power is to end violence against women. We want to see a society where men and women live free from violence. We want to see a society where our young boys and our young girls respect one another and they take each other as equals.
Lifeline assists callers and clients facing a crisis in their lives. They create a safe space for people to share what's happening in their lives and seek the help they need.
Women and child abuse is a great phenomenon that we cannot rest on. That's why we no longer have a 16 days of activism. We have 365 days of activism. I believe there's no time for it to rest. There's no time to look away from domestic violence. We have to support the women, because most of the women and children that suffer through the hands of abuse are not equipped to help themselves. We are a 24-hour telephonic line. It's a toll-free number. So we provide emotional wellness. We provide telephonic counseling. So it's basically a crisis intervention line.
Sonke Gender Justice Network works with men and boys to help change mindsets and behaviors in an effort to reduce gender-based violence.
Sonke Gender Justice is an organization that's working in South Africa, Africa and the world for gender transformation. We promote gender equality, we work for gender justice. It's important to remember that we come from a history of violence, and one of the ways to perpetuate that, unfortunately, is to expose children to violence. So one of the cycles we're trying to break is to create homes where there's no violence used in the home.
Educating men and boys is an area of major focus for changing behaviors. Fathers for Africa aims to build a better generation of boys, men and fathers to eliminate absenteeism and violence.
Fathers in Africa has been running for 4 years full-time, specializing in working with young men and boys and fathers around issues of masculinity, manhood, fathering, etc. And the problem is that there are not sufficient male role models out there for them to know what manhood really is about. And the sooner you engage around the issues of fatherhood and what it is to be a father, the quicker we're going to heal South Africa.
More and more organizations helping children recover from abuse utilize a one-stop shop model, providing multiple services for children who are abuse victims.
Women and Men Against Child Abuse started in 1998, really to combine two aspects. One being advocacy, and that's campaigning for children's rights, and another one to provide a free service to children in an area where they wouldn't have to travel to different service providers. And by that I mean they wouldn't have to go to a doctor or a social worker or court preparation separately, but they could do that all in one area.
Tuduzela care centres are one-stop facilities that have been introduced as a part of SA's anti-rape strategy. Dr. Roy Chunga manages the Manenberg Tuduzela care centre.
We look at the patients that come to us and we give them total holistic care. We address both meet their medical needs, their social needs, and also we try to start them on a good recovery. So our aim is focused to ensure that our patients feel safe when they are here and that they feel cared for.
The DNA Project aims to advance the use of DNA evidence in crime resolution through legislation change, as explained by its founder, Vanessa Lynch.
The DNA Project is a non-profit organization. We started it at the time of my father's murder in 2004, and it was due to the loss of critical biological DNA evidence at his crime scene that was never collected. At that time, we had researched the necessity for legislation in South Africa. The only way we could build up a large DNA database in South Africa was to make it compulsory for all arrestees and all convicted offenders to have their DNA profiles taken and entered onto a database.
Rape Crisis is an organization which helps victims of rape get physical, mental and legal support in the aftermath of a horrific act of violence, empowering women to speak out.
Recovering from rape is a huge challenge. A lot of our services are designed to help women recover. We recently did a survey where we looked at the rates of recovery, and a significant percentage of women that come through our service describe recovery from rape in terms of increased confidence in themselves, improved relationships with people close to them, a greater sense of meaning and purpose in life. And it really just shows the triumph of the human spirit and what you can overcome with the right support.
Organizations who would like to submit an application for funding in 2014 can find the necessary application information at vitalfoundation.coza.
Vital Foundation takes action against women and child abuse. R1 from every Vital pack will be donated to organizations fighting abuse. Make a difference.